about a lot of things this morning. It's going to be a really fun episode. We're going to talk about the client, the $200,000 client that I didn't land because of the conversation that we had last week. We're also going to talk about a trip to Atlanta, which was amazing. I got to tell you guys all about Atlanta. We're also going to talk about some reprogramming of our mind, right? Changing that default status to make sure the default status is one that's serving you to take you to the highest level of yourself that you can possibly be. And of course, we're going to talk about this community and how important it is to get around the right people at the right time in order to be successful. Fair enough. We're going to talk about that and more today on GM3X. Let's grow. Welcome to GM3X. I am your host, Glenn Lundy. I am a husband to one, a father to 8, and the founder of the 800% Elite Club. I hope you're ready for motivation, education, inspiration, celebrity interviews, and thought-provoking conversations, because it's 5:30 a.m. and it's time to rise and grind. Good morning, good morning, good morning. How are you, my friend? How are you, my friend? Dude, today is Monday. That's right. Today is Monday, August 22nd, 2022. And what's crazy is today is the very first and the very last time it'll ever be Monday, August 22nd, 2022. So I want to make sure we make the absolute most, and I do mean the absolute most, of this absolutely incredible day. Do me a favor. I was not here on Friday. I know that my girl, Crystal Sicard, she popped in here on Friday, and I was actually on a plane. I was on a plane on my way to ATL, and you guys were here though, right? I was on the plane. You guys were here. I was actually in the audience versus being on the stage. And I don't know about you, but I watched this interview with this guy named Grant Cardone. I watched an interview that I had done with Grant Cardone in the past. So I watched, it's kind of surreal. I watched myself live while I was on a plane from the audience with you guys interviewing Grant Cardone. What did you think of that interview? For those of you who were here, drop it in the comments, whether you're over here on Clubhouse. I can read the comments over there. Let's see. Somebody just put, wow, here we go. Great morning. Nice proactive. Dora Maria just put that it was fire. Okay, Allison Turner said it was powerful. Good. For those of you on Facebook, drop it in the comments if you were able to. Solid indeed. Great interview is what it says. Was an eye-opener, says Anthony. I love that. Hashtag Clubhouse, says Chantel North. Great. And welcome to the best day of the week, says Don Sankey. The interview was amazing, says Robin Wilshans. Okay, great. Thanks, Robin. Somebody's paying attention today. I appreciate you. All right, cool. All right, so the interview was good, and I didn't know if you guys knew this or not. I'm glad you loved it as well, Christina. Grant and I have built a relationship over a really long time, and Grant and I go to different churches. I didn't know if you knew that or not. I go to a Christian church right here in Lexington, Kentucky. He goes to the Church of Scientology down there in Clearwater, Florida. But we go to different churches, but I love the guy, right? And I love the guy, and it felt perfect last week to interview him, because last week we did an entire week, right? We did an entire week where we talked about this thing called Scientology, and ultimately our takeaways. I like the things that I learned from the Church of Scientology that I was a member of and on staff for about 8 months back 15 years ago, I guess this was. And so last week it just fit kind of perfect, right? Because we talked about that, and then a lot of the things that he teaches come from that space as well. And this weekend, man, I had this deal lined up. I had this deal lined up. It was a five store deal. It was going to pay, it was like $200,000 a year for the company, right? It'd be a $200,000 a year contract. I'm sorry, Yeah. But anyways, it was a $200,000, just over like $220,000 a year contract for the company. And we had it all lined up. We were supposed to close it down on Friday. And they backed out, man. They backed out on Friday because I did the videos that I did last week. They backed out of the contract because I talked about and shared things that I learned, from Scientology. And it's crazy because on top of that, I also got a letter from an event that I was speaking at, that I was going to speak at this event. I was speaking at this event for these people for free. They weren't even paying me. I was speaking at their event for free, and they sent me a letter saying they didn't want me to speak at their event because of the shows that we did last week, sharing the lessons that I had learned from that season in Scientology. And so I share this with you. Because you're my family, right? And we just share everything. We talk about everything. I was talking to this dude in Atlanta, and he was talking about, bro, you are so right? Like the relationship we have here in the morning is so intimate because we do. You guys take me with you in the shower. You take me with you to the bathroom. You take me with me everywhere, right? But no, I share this with you because, $200,000+ contract and the speaking thing, so on and so forth. All of those went away due to what we shared and talked about in this space last week. And I share that with you because it's the first freaking time. It's the first time we finally got some haters, man. And I'm telling you, they say you ain't doing nothing until you get some freaking haters. So I was like, oh my God, we're actually creating change here. This is it. We done made it. I done made it to the promised land. I was promised a long time ago that people were going to hate on me. That's a hater's job. What do haters do? They hate. So haters out there, feel free to hate on me. I am going to continue to share wisdom, experiences. I'm going to continue to share all those aspects of my life. I'm going to continue to do everything in my power to reach to the darkest corners around this planet and inspire people to be the best versions of themselves that they can possibly be. And the only way I know how to do that is through my truths. That's it, through my truths. And if you don't like them, oh my goodness, that's okay. I'm gonna need you to go away. So it was awesome last week. So I just want to say thank you to all of you who are strong enough, who are open-minded enough, who are such incredible beings that you do not allow the things that we maybe do not align on. You do not allow the things that maybe we don't agree on. You do not allow your past experiences being different than mine to keep you and I from learning from one another. You are a rare and unique breed, just so you know. You are a rare and unique breed, and I absolutely stinking love you. That's facts. Listen, I woke up this morning, grabbed my Morning 5 planner, and when I popped it up right there at the top, there was a quote that was submitted by Dora Maria. That's right. You've heard me say that name before. Dora Maria. And Dora Maria says this: surround yourself with people who are only going to lift you higher. Surround yourself with people who are only going to lift you higher. Whether you're on Clubhouse, LinkedIn, YouTube, Facebook, I just want you to know that you found those people. You have found those people who are only going to lift you higher. Dora Maria is one of those. She's an incredible human being. Without her, Breakfast with Champions would not be what it is today. Without her, we wouldn't have those connections. Without her, to be honest, there's a bunch of chords that I wouldn't even have, that I wouldn't even be able to do today's show. How about that, right? I was missing a chord this past weekend when I was in Atlanta, and somebody was like, too bad Dora Maria's not here. Right? But she's amazing. She's behind the scenes. She lifts everybody higher, right? She lifts everybody higher. She's an incredible human being. Another incredible human being who I actually got to spend this past weekend with was Renee Noor. If you guys don't know the queen, Renee Noor, that's right. She is the queen. This girl had, this girl, I saw Renee, I mean, it was, I guess, a stretch of 36 hours or 40 hours or something like that I was around Renee. And she wore I think she wore 43 different outfits in that 40-hour stretch. Renee is on it, girl. She don't mess around. She's the queen. And Renee had this amazing event over there in ATL. What's up, Lynn? She had this amazing event in ATL. And I got it all messed up as far as like when things were happening, when things weren't happening. There was some miscommunication, so on and so forth. I was supposed to be wearing black and gold. I was up in there in white and blue, but white shoes. Like, it was totally crazy. But you know what? There was this big, beautiful fashion show, and there was these amazing people. And at one point, Renee and them were kind enough to honor me with an award. They gave me an award for the impact that we've been able to make with Breakfast with Champions, with GM3X, by changing the way people start their day. And that award meant a lot to me, especially coming off a week where we lost a big client, where some haters kind of came out of the woodworks. And then I got to spend this time in Atlanta, and I got this award from Renee Noor, and I got surrounded by all these beautiful and amazing and incredible humans who just showered me with some of the kindest words I've ever heard in my entire life. There were people that told me that last week had given them permission to share with some of their friends how they had studied Dianetics and it had helped change their life. There were people that told me how getting up with us every single morning, getting up earlier in the morning, had made their marriages better. There were people that told me how getting up every single morning and hanging out with this group of people right here, that they had lost a bunch of weight. There were people that told me that by being a part of this group in this environment right here, that they now had friends when they didn't before, that they now had things to look forward to when they used to be depressed, that they now are excited and joyful about every day in life when they used to live in fear and anxiety. I had people in tears as they draped their arms around me, hugged me and embraced me and told me they loved me. People I'd never met before in my entire life. But because we decided to come together as this group of humans right here, because we decided to change the way we start our day, because we decided to come in here and say, good morning, good morning, good morning, their life is on a trajectory unlike anything they'd ever experienced before. And it's because you and I decided to show up when other people won't. We decided to get in those rooms with people that don't look like us, don't walk like us, don't talk like us, don't think like us, don't believe what we believe, but ultimately share a heart for impact. Because you and I did that, their lives have been transformed. And that's why we will continue to show up right here every day at 5:30 a.m. with motivation, education, inspiration, celebrity interviews, and thought-provoking conversations. Because we don't give a dang what anybody else says out there. We got work to do in here. Fair enough? Fair enough. Got me fired up on a Monday. Hey, for those of you that know and those of you that don't know, this is the part of the show where I need you to hit that share button. That's right. I need you to hit that share button, because I believe if we can change the way people start their day, it'll make a massive impact on this planet. That's a fact, Jack. And sometimes all it takes to change the way somebody starts their day is for you to hit that share button. So if you're over there on LinkedIn, share it out. YouTube, you know what to do. Facebook, right now, hit that share button. Let's go, let's go, let's go. Tag a friend, tag a friend, tag a friend. And of course, over there on Clubhouse, I need you to do the same. This is also the part of the show where I want to say good morning to you, and I want you to say good morning to me. Whether you're watching this sucker live or you're watching on replay, say what's up. I'm going to say what's up back. How you doing, Stephanie Toadvine? Girl, you're killing it. Nathaniel Banks, Thanks for being here this morning. Vicky Everett, what up, girl? Julio Soto is up in here. Dora Maria, Sean Weatherby, Catherine Guidi. I'm glad you're here. Sol Salcido, Gloria Bond. What's up, Rich Pintrick in the building? My man Jeremy Nelling's up in here. I see Scott Simons, Katie Ward, and Liza Myers Abortus. It's a big week for you, Liza. I see Gloria is in the building. I see Leisha Watts, Kimberly Hatfield, great to see you. What's up, Gil B. Craft? The Twang sisters in full effect. How you doing? The Queen, Renee Norris up in here. Cheryl Alexander, Amante Nolan, and Sanjay Gupta. Talked to Sanjay just the other day. That was on Breakfast with Champions, I believe. Dr. Demetia is in the building. What's up, Trisha? How you doing, Jackie? I see the Mother Funda is in the building today. That's right. I see Dr. Dooney is up in here. How you doing, Jeff Moffitt? It was great to meet you in person, sir. It was amazing. What's up, Randy Wagner and Michelle Guidry? That's right. Michelle Guidry's in the building. Yvette, Natasha, CB, what's up? Portugal. We got Renee in the building. Torilla is up in here. Bobby is in the building. Go ahead, all y'all on Clubhouse. Just drop it in the comments. Just drop a little good morning over there. What's up, Tom Popelka? How you doing, Apostle Laddie? Great to see you. Sheila Santini is in the building. Mercy Darko, great to see you. Zaira Official, good morning. I'm so glad you're here. Drinko Washington and Tanya Kolik is in the building. Allison Turner, I'm glad you're here as well. CB Davey, that's right. Andreas Layhammer is up in here this morning. Jean-Paul Guidry, what's up, brother? Chantel North is in the building. Who else we got in here? Mike Strong, what's up, Mike? Gloria Bond, River Scott, all y'all up in the building today. Thanks for sharing this space and time with me. I gotta tell you, I can't believe it. We're already on episode 1036. 1036, can you believe it? We've already done 36 episodes since we decided to come back together right here at 5:30 in the morning. And in those 36 episodes, it's been powerful, bro. I'm telling you, it's been crazy. But time is flying. But I gotta say, we wouldn't be able to create, we wouldn't be able to be in this space. I wouldn't be able to do what I do if it wasn't for the automotive industry. My amazing automotive dealers that support me in 800% Elite Auto, and that we have the opportunity to pour into and support. This past Friday, I was with Patrick Abad at Beaver Toyota over there in Atlanta. Just an incredible store. They had a killer weekend. Sold 89 cars this weekend. Absolutely phenomenal. But listen, it's the auto industry that makes this thing go around. So if any of you are in automotive, you're not connected with me outside of here, shoot me a message. Make sure we connect. We've got programs that can help owners and general managers of dealerships grow their dealerships 800%. Got to put in the work, though. Take some time. So make sure you connect. Until then, let's keep rocking and rolling. The Good News Girls, we're having some fun with some tortillas, and they said they wanted to share that with you today. So check this out.
The tortilla. I hit you really hard with my thumb. Good morning. How are you? I'm all right.
I was gonna let off some steam.
Oh, I was gonna ask you if you want to get smacked in the face today.
I could be down for that. I didn't have my coffee this morning.
Well, we saw this new challenge. It's called a tortilla challenge. We figured we wouldn't have news today. We bring a little fun to the show.
The tortilla challenge.
Those of you on Clubhouse, you got to jump over to Facebook at official Glenn Lundy so you can watch these two fools. Oh my goodness.
I wasn't expecting it to be so hard.
Oh my gosh, you guys, that's amazing. So, hey, check it out. There's a lot more to that Good News Girls video. If we have time, I'll run some more of it later in the week. But Jessica was being so nice, just barely tapping on Alex, and Alex knocked the crap out of her. I love those challenges, man. My wife and I did that challenge. We did that. We didn't record it. It was just her and I on the back deck with 7 kids staring at us like, why the heck are these two smacking each other with some tortillas? But golly, man, we laughed so hard, man. We laughed so hard. You know, I get the opportunity to laugh with my wife so much. Like, we've noticed recently, you know, we've done some traveling. My son does some traveling soccer and whatnot, and traveling baseball and whatnot, all those things. And we've noticed that her and I, we don't even turn the radio on in the car anymore. Like, we went to Tennessee to the lake a couple weekends ago, and drove for 2 hours, right? 2 hours each way, and just never even turned on the radio, just talking, chatting, laughing, right? It's awesome. And what's crazy is my wife are, in every possible way that you can think of, we are different. Like, we are completely programmed uniquely differently. I like to travel. I like to be in front of the camera. I like to be in spaces like this. I like to be around hundreds of people, thousands of people, tens of thousands of people, right? I like all of those things. My wife likes to be at home. My wife likes to garden. My wife likes to be by herself. My wife likes to be close to home. We are currently living not far from where she was born, right? Like, we're complete opposites. My wife is white. My skin is brown, right? We're completely opposites. But it is in that we find so much joy. Our differences and what makes us unique is really where the chemistry happens, where the magic happens, right? And so her and I did that, and I just laugh with her so much. And it's so interesting because as I was just in Atlanta with Renee and her whole crew, now that culture in there, TM Hyman was there, and that culture in that area, we were in a place called Brookhead, I think it was. It was an incredibly nice area of Atlanta, incredibly nice area of Atlanta. And most of the faces that I saw in that area, it was mostly black people, right? Like, mostly dark skin. I'm not used to seeing that over here in Kentucky. Pretty much, I'm usually the only person with dark skin in any room that I'm in. But in Atlanta, in that culture, right, it was for the most part, everybody in that area was Buckhead. That's right, was dark, and it's different. You know, the culture's a lot different. As a matter of fact, I went and I got this haircut right here, which, by the way, this haircut, I got to fix it today. All right. This is a terrible haircut that I got this morning. All right. I don't like this haircut at all. And, but I went and I got a haircut. And when I went to the barber shop there, the guys in the barber shop, they were like, what you need? I'm like, can I get a cut? They're like, oh, you're going to have to wait a minute. We got so many in the chair. I'm like, cool, no problem. And I started waiting for a little bit. And then they were like, yeah, but Eddie, I think they said his name was. Oh, Eddie can get you. I'm like, all right, cool. And Eddie dressed different. Like, he looked different. And I mean, Eddie had sunglasses. He had sunglasses hanging on the side of his head, right? Like, his sunglasses hanging down on the side of his head. And then he had lots of gold chains, and he had like gold and diamond teeth, and he had rings on every finger, and he had Dolce and Gabbana and Louis Vuitton. He was carrying a bag like an oversized Louis Vuitton like purse, right? Like I guess it's a man bag. I don't know. I'm not stylish. I ain't got style. I'm not up to the trends. I'm not hip with all of that. But I mean, brand names everywhere and bling and flashy and shiny and all of that, right? And I saw a lot of that in that area. I'm not. I'm like, dang, give me some, jeans and some Hey Dudes or something like that, right? So it was a completely different culture. And homeboy sat me down in the chair and ultimately took his time. He was fading this and cutting that and fading this and cutting that. And like an hour and 15 minutes later, like I'm used to like a 15-minute haircut. Like an hour and 15 minutes later, he came out with this. And I was like, I think maybe Eddie was newer. I think maybe most people don't let Eddie cut their hair, but they knew I didn't know Eddie, so they let Eddie practice on me, right? And so when I got done, after being in the chair for an hour and 15 minutes, almost late to my dinner with Shaka Dyson, I sat with two choices, right? And so I could be mad because I didn't necessarily like my haircut. Plus it took a long time. And I could have been mad about it, complained about it, upset about it, paid for my haircut, ran out of there and did whatever I did. But instead, what I did is when he got done and he took the little thing off me, I said, how much is the haircut? He said, the haircut's $25. I said, here's $100, man. I gave him $100 and I just gave him a big old smile. Just $100 and a smile. And this kid lit up, man. He lit up. And as I walked out, I had to get a little charger at Verizon. So I walked out because I didn't have a cords, Dora Maria. And so I walked out and I walked back by the window. And you know what I saw? I saw this kid because I had been, cash apped him the $100. I saw this kid showing all his buddies. He was showing all his buddies how he had just gotten $100 for that haircut. $100 for that haircut that him and I and everybody in there knew. What a good haircut, right? Now, why did I do that? I did that because Eddie and I, if that's his name, Eddie and I come from different walks, different backgrounds, different experiences, and we're in different places in our lives. And sometimes when we get put in those positions, it can be uncomfortable or it can be awkward or it can be something that we're not excited about right afterwards, immediately afterwards, right? But here's the thing. Every time we're in that situation, we have an opportunity to turn that into a positive and a memorable experience. Every time you're in a situation with someone that comes from a different background, different thought pattern, different experience, different programming, different default status, that grew up in different surroundings around different people, every single time you have a choice. You can criticize for the differences, but you can smile, be joyful, and make a powerful, positive impact in that moment. Do you realize that that's the gift we've all been given? At my church this weekend, they talked about that. They talked about how us as Christians, for those of you that are Christians, my church talked about the criticizing that goes on in the Christian community. How quick we are to criticize anyone that doesn't think like us, walk like us, and talk like us. And I'm just here to remind those of you that come from that faith and that belief. I'm here to remind the Christians that reached out to me last week and told me they couldn't do business with me and they didn't want me on their stages. I'm just here to remind you that the God that you worship, the God that you love, the God that gave you grace, that God was one who created powerful, positive impact in every situation he came across. He was not one to criticize nor one to condemn, but ultimately one to comfort and one to bring people together. I'm going to walk on that path. You walk on yours, and I'll meet you on the other side. Until then, though, please know this. I love you. I do. Each and every single one of you. I absolutely stinking love you. If nobody's told you that yet today, I want to be the first. And I don't care what you look like. I don't care where you came from. I don't care of what your belief systems are, your backgrounds, or your experiences. The only thing I care about is that you and I get an opportunity to do this thing together. This week, we're going to run a series called Black and White, Beauty in the Blended. And we're going to continue to bring people together. We're going to continue to share our stories. We're going to continue to have thought-provoking conversations. We're going to continue to work on surrounding ourselves with the right people. We're going to continue to work on changing these defaults in our mind. And we're going to use our differences, not what makes us the same. We're going to use our differences ultimately to be able to create moments like that moment where I handed that kid $100 and ultimately shifted his own reality and perspective with everyone that was around him. Fair enough? Fair enough. It's going to be a fun week. We're going to talk about today's episode. That's probably too loud. Let me see. Let me turn it down just a little bit. There we go. Hey. Get out there and have an amazing day today. And we're going to go over to Clubhouse, talk about today's show. If you want to hang out on Clubhouse, those of you watching live, we'll be over there on Clubhouse from 6 a.m. till 6:30 a.m. having this discussion. Then, of course, the rest of the day on Clubhouse, we bring motivation, education, inspiration, all those things. We've got incredible moderators all day long. So come join us over on Clubhouse. If I don't see you over there, come meet me right back here, 5:30 a.m. tomorrow morning. We're going to do this all over again right here on GM3X. It's time for you to rise and grind, baby. Let's go.